This sourdough has 240 years.
And I can use it to bake some bread?
You can, but only 1 spoon. 1, Ramon.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I am in Vith, Belgium, at the Sourdough Library. And as you can see behind me, there's the biggest collection of sourdough starters of the world. But I'm here with one mission, to find out which is the oldest sourdough starter here at the library. And with it, I'm going to bake some bread. So come with me. So here I am with Karl De Smedt, and he's a sourdough librarian, and he's going to tell me which is the oldest sourdough starter that you have here at the library.
I have a couple one that are like 150, 160 years old, but recently I went to Finland to pick up a sourdough that has probably 240 years.
Wow. Can I see it?
You can see it.
Okay.
So it's this one. It dates back to the end of the 18th, beginning of the 19th century, and it's coming from the Karelian refugees in Finland, and I got it from a monk that I met in a monastery in Greece.
Okay, so can you give it to me so I can bake some bread? It's okay.
You can, but only 1 spoon.
Yeah, I remember.
Ramon, 1 spoon.
Okay, Karl, don't worry. First, what I have to do is to activate this sourdough. Not here. I should do it in another jar, because if I do it here, I'm going to be in serious problems. So, what do I need? The original sourdough starter, a new jar, some rye flour, because the sourdough is made with rye flour, a little bit of water, and a spoon. So, let's start. Okay, I'll take just 1 spoon from this original sourdough starter. But in fact, I am going to use 2. Karl is not here. Shh, nobody saw me. So I am going to add a couple of spoons of rye flour. And now a little bit of water, always by the eye. And we start mixing till we get this creamy texture. Perfect. Okay, refreshment done. Now I close the lid and we leave it here till it doubles or triples in size. Meanwhile, I'm going to put it back in the sourdough library before Karl finds out that I used more than 1 spoon. Okay, I'll put back the jar in the fridge and let's check how's the new refreshed sourdough starter. Wow, take a look at how active the sourdough starter is. I think that the refreshment that we did was just perfect. So, it has exploded. That means that we need to start mixing the bread. And take a look at this place. I can't believe it. Alright, it's time to open the jar and see how are those 240 years old bubbles. For the dough we need bread flour, wholewheat flour, rye flour, a 240 years old sourdough starter, some salt, and of course, water. In a container we start by adding all the flours. Then we add the salt, and our old sourdough starter. Of course, you can use the one that you have at home. And now we add the water little by little. This is called basinage. With a scraper, we start mixing by hand. And we continue by adding the rest of the water. We continue mixing till we finally have a dough. Now we put it on the counter and we start kneading like a baker. Any similarity to Richard Bertinet? It's true. Although sometimes it's a little bit tough. Thank you. So we have to keep on working on the dough for a few minutes more. And I think that we are finally done. Now we put it back on the container and let it rest for half an hour. Are you lost with all the sourdough bread recipes that you find on the internet? Would you like to learn all the tips and tricks to make your own sourdough bread at home? Then I have the solution. I have designed the perfect masterclass of sourdough bread just made for you. By clicking the link on the description, you will learn how to make and take care of your sourdough starter, how to knead, shape, ferment and bake your sourdough bread, how to use and read the baker's percentage, all the basic techniques to bake like a pro at home, and how to read and understand your dough. Don't miss out on it and click the link on the description right now. Now it's time for some stretching and foldings. We'll repeat this 2 or 3 times more every 15 minutes. Then we let the dough rise till it doubles in size. And finally, here's the dough already fermented and ready to be shaped. Wow, take a look at those bubbles. Those 240 years old were really worth it. Now we'll mold it on the counter, stretch it a little bit, and divide it. I love this dough. Now with a little flour, time to shape it. The idea is to give it some tension, but at the same time we don't want to degas it. Remember that all those gases are going to become the crumb. This is looking like a huge baguette. Okay, a little bit more flour, and I'll put it here on the linen. It is time to bake, so I dust some flour, and now with a lamp, I do the scoring. Beautiful, so now it's time to take it to the oven. And here it goes at 250 degrees Celsius for around 45 minutes. And here comes our 240 years old bread. So here I have the bread. It's a little bit warm still, but I need to try it. It tastes like an old bread from the 19th century. The crumb is chewy, moist, at the same time, really creamy, airy, and the crust is thin and crispy. I love this bread. Let's see what's Karl doing, so he can try it too. Karl, come with me. You have to try the bread.
Okay.
So Karl, here's your slice for you to try.
Okay. I like the crumb. There's not too many big holes inside. I like when you put something on the crumb that it's not sticking on the table. And a very pleasant flavor. I smell raisins, dried fruits, a bit of green apple.
How many years are you smelling?
No, I cannot smell the years. I start with the crumb.
Yes, first.
I like the texture. I'll try the crumb, the crust as well.
The crust.
Crust is always...
And it's thin. Are you feeling something about that monk, the monastery?
It's toasted, there is some sweetness. Well done. Well, I really like it.
Wow, I'm glad that this old sourdough starter could still make some quality bread, no?
We only have good starters in the library.
Well, thank you, Karl, for having me and letting me play around with your library.
It's been my pleasure.
No, it's been
Thank you very much.
So, well, leave us some comments. What do you think about the Sourdough Library, about Karl? Maybe if you're in Belgium one day, you can come and visit him, because this is a wonderful place. So, like this video, share it, and we'll see you in another video. So, why don't we feed another sourdough starter, right? One thing. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you want to learn more about sourdough bread and sourdough starter, I encourage you to check the link on the description. And remember, this masterclass was especially designed for you.